41 times.
Yeah, yes,
Wow,
it's true.
I'm surprised that you really kept count of all your performances.
It's not exact, but it's something like that. Yeah, it's been many times since 1983.
Yes, good. Anyway, you seem to be making up for lost time with all your schedules here
This one.
in this visit. Like 15, 11 shows.
Well, it's 11 shows.
Have you been to these provinces that you'll be performing in?
Yes, most of them. Yeah, I've been. This is the concept of this is kind of a dream that I had because it's been literally 40 years since I first came. I was invited here. Whoops. Yeah. I was invited in 1983 to sing at the Folk Arts Theater.
Yes.
I was with Stephen Bishop, Michael Johnson, right? And we all came to sing, and we all fell in love with the country, right? But since then, things have transpired so that we've had an actual love affair. And it's been a blessing for me, for my family, for so many years. And I thought, my goodness, it's 40 years.
Exactly.
Let's have a party. And that's why I'm here. And that's what I decided to do. I got in touch with Mr. Mahal, Mr. Balita, and we're putting on a party. That's why I'm doing this.
All right. How did they convince you to hold 11 shows?
To do what? How many?
To hold 11 shows?
I didn't need convincing. I wanted to play for everyone. It sounds corny, but it's true. It's a thank you. It's a thank you. I wanted to see as many people as I could.
And you have been here 5 years ago. You really have
I was here. I was here.
2018, 20, around the time.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was we did some touring. I was here with Melissa Manchester in, what was it, 2017. And then here and there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too.
See you.
Thanks, Leah. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you on a world tour? Is this part of an ongoing international tour?
No, this is for the Philippines. This is special for the Philippines. I was in Australia yesterday. We did 3 shows, 2 in Perth and 1 in Sydney, for Filipinos. So that was, I could say that's part of this. Yes.
Yeah. So that makes a total of, on this swing, that's a total of 14 shows?
Yeah.
Where do you get the energy for all of this?
I'm not sure, we'll see. No, I don't know. It's going to be an adventure because it's very tight. It's very dense. All the dance.
Yeah.
But I'm prepared because as long as I get my sleep and my exercise and my vitamins and my food, I'm going to do that and then get on the stage every night. And
tell us about those things so we can learn.
About which things?
Your diet, your exercise, everything.
Well, I have funny food allergies sometimes, so I can't eat certain things like pepper. But mostly the things that are high carbohydrate foods. When I'm singing, I don't do well with them, and I love them. Right. So if I wasn't a singer, I would be eating spaghetti every day and pizza, and who wouldn't, right? But when I'm performing, I really go into a zone, like I'm an athlete. I've always done that ever since I was a little boy. Well, I'm not a little boy, but ever since I started this, when I was 18, is when I started doing this, making records and such. I'd go into a zone, and it's all about being on the stage. You get ready for it, and there you are. And you have to be prepared. You can't go on sleepy. You can't go on with funny things in your throat. It's not fair to anybody.
I meant to ask, what is it about the Philippines you think that makes the people love you?
I think it has something to do with our mutual love for the beautiful melody I always, I was raised in New York City, or New York and Long Island, and my parents would take me to Broadway shows as a very little boy. And when I was, actually, I'll tell you very quickly the story. When I was 5, they played for me, my parents had played for me the West Side Story original cast album, Broadway album. And I sat there on the floor of my den as a little tiny kid, and I wept at the depth of the beauty of that work. Leonard Bernstein, Stephen Sondheim, and I just sobbed. I actually compared now as if it was yesterday. And that reverence, it's almost religious for me, for beautiful music, emotional music. And I think that's something that we share.
Yeah.
There's something about the Filipino tradition, ear, I don't know what you would even call it, but there's, you get it.
Yes.
So we both share it.
Yeah, we share a common, perhaps, sentimentality.
Perhaps it's a good word. It's certainly sentimental in a good sense. Because that word sometimes people go, oh, that's so sentimental. Right? They misunderstand. There's a different meaning. But yes, you're right.
Last question.
Sure.
Do you write your own songs?
I write most of them. Some of them I co-write. And some of them I don't write.
I mean, do you write new songs?
What do you say, new songs? I'm sorry. Yes. I'm working on a stage musical. And it has something to do with the Philippines.
Really? Tell us about it.
I can't. I will be shocked. No, I know I only because I have to. But it's something I've been working on for some time. And I'm working on it with a Filipina book writer named Lisa Magtoto. Do you know her?
Yes.
She wrote, what is that? It's been playing at the Resorts World.
Rock of Ages?
Rock of Ages, yeah.
Yeah.
But also the other one at Resorts World that plays over and over, Bimbo.
El Bimbo. Huling El Bimbo.
Huling El
Yes.
Bimbo, the last
So she wrote the scripts for these shows. And she's very, very talented. And she speaks English very well, and I don't speak Tagalog very well. And so we get along very closely, and we work long distance. You know, I'm writing music and lyrics, and she's writing the script.
Well, we look forward to that musical.
Thank you.
Hopefully in 2024?
Well, hopefully, yes. You know, theater, many of you know this because you're writers, theater takes time, takes more time. There's lots of rewriting. You write songs, you throw them out, you see it in front of an audience or a workshop audience or a workshop, and you see what works, and with the idea that the show is everything. So you throw songs out that you love, you have to write another one, whatever, you know, it's like that. But so hopefully 2024, yes, if all goes smoothly, yes.
Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
How was it?
Well, in those days, I was the opening act.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't
So
like
you
I
were
was
very
performing with them, but I would share the tour with them. And that's great. My goodness, I remember touring with Steve Martin. When Steve Martin first became a performing star, he wasn't a movie actor yet.
Yeah.
And so I would see every one of his shows, bang, bang, every one. Who else like that?
I mean, do they have heirs of their own, or were they very accommodating to you that you first started? How was it?
Say again, I'm sorry, say again.
I'd like to know more of them. How did they treat you since you're a newcomer? You do front
That's a good question. Very nicely. I toured with the Carpenters, and I was in their opening act for a while. And they had a private plane. And so it was not a bus tour, it was a chartered plane tour. And one day, this is true,
She's on the hunger
Karen Carpenter called me to the front of the plane, and she was flying it. Oh! Yeah. She said, sit down. She had the headphones, and she was... I went, oh my God. So we've had a lot of adventure. But that was the cushiest tour. My goodness, there were lots of those. Yeah.
Since you're a fan of West Side Story, what do you think of Spielberg's version of his remake of the movie?
Oh, I like it a lot.
How you like it?
Different,
Yeah, very
right? Is everyone familiar with West Side Story? The music in it? And Steven Spielberg did a very interesting thing. The most interesting thing was giving Rita Moreno, who was in the original movie, the song Somewhere, which was not in the original movie. That character did not sing Somewhere. It was another thing.
But you like the Robert Wise version also?
Yes, I did because Jerome Robbins, who was the choreographer on Broadway and the original director, all those great, stand up for this, those great actions, the dancing, where the jets are in perfect line and they're snapping toward the camera and they're walking to the camera. That was brand new, and it's electrifying what Jerome Robbins did. And the Spielberg version had a different take on it, and I didn't care for that as much. But I thought it was very brave. It's like reinventing the Mona Lisa, Let's do it again. Let's paint that again.
But Richard Dimmer and Natalie Wood didn't use their own voices for the movie. Unlike Segler, and they sang their own songs. How do you feel about it? The performers in Spielberg's version are using their own voices.
Oh yes, versus the original movie.
Yes.
Well, that's the way it should be, I think. Yeah, I mean, there was a time when in Hollywood where they used the big stars who did not sing well, particularly, and they would dub their voice with someone else. And that's fine, but it's better.
And Spielberg's version of I Wanna Be in America is definitely much better than the old one. That's my opinion.
Yeah, sure. Although Rita Moreno, who did it in the original, that song was pretty great too. But
You had your own musical, Scandalous, right?
yes, I've written 7 stage musicals, and Scandalous. That was the one that made it to Broadway so far. So we're still working on those. Yeah, getting more.
This new work that you're doing, this new musical, eventually you intend to face it here first and then do it off Broadway,
Yes,
and then Broadway.
exactly. Exactly.
Will it have Filipino performers?
Yes.
Ooh, we look forward to that.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
we wish you a very great show as you tour the Philippines.
Thank you.
Happy 41st anniversary in years within 41 years more.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mario Bautista. Although Mr. Lars Santiago